Welcome everyone to another top 10. I'm Old School Gamer 1971. Millie, Lloyd, everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please like, comment and share. Check out my channel and subscribe. It helps your channel grow and puts a big old smile on this old face. Today's top 10 is Beat 'em Ups 1-on-1 Edition 2020. One of my fondest memories from my misspent youth was playing games in the arcade. I like me some arcade goodness, with the likes of Yi-Ya Kung Fu, Street Fighter, King of the Fighters and Fatal Fury eating up all of my money. Most of the newer titles would be winner stays on. This would mean if you only had 10p for one go, it's probably better that you didn't. It meant you had to get good to stand a chance of winning. I'm keeping 1-on-1 and scrolling beat 'em up separate, so that's a list for another day. As per usual, one entry only from a series, no matter how good they are. It was hard choosing a top 10 because with all of the releases from AA Arcade Archives, it was choosing which one's better, which one's best. So let's raise a glass and celebrate the Beat 'em Ups 1-on-1 edition. PS, I am always hopeful of a Tekken collection. Come on Bandai Namco, get your finger out. So we start off with my number 10, ACA Neo Geo Fatal Fury 2. Originating on arcade, it was then ported to the Neo Geo and recently ported to the PlayStation 4. It released in 1992 for the arcade, 1993 for the Neo Geo and 2017 for the PlayStation 4, and was developed by SNK for the arcade and Neo Geo and the Hamster Company for the PlayStation 4. Released in 1993 for Neo Geo, considered by idiots to be just another Street Fighter ripoff, to me this was quicker and easier to pull off the moves. The first time I played this was at a video shop at the end of the road. Often overlooked because of the Street Fighter thing, this was the Neo Geo equivalent, and whilst it may be low on this list, it is part of my gaming history as well as gaming history as a whole. A lot of games copied the Street Fighter series, but this had enough to stand on its own 2 feet. Moving on to number 9, ACA Neo Geo The King of the Fighters 94. Came to the arcade, Neo Geo and PlayStation 4 in 1994, 1994 and 2016 respectively. Originally developed by SNK and later on developed by the Hamster Company. Released in 1994 for the Neo Geo CD, I actually played this on a Neo Geo CD, which for its time had great graphics, but only a single speed CD-ROM drive, and everyone thought the original PlayStation's 2-speed CD-ROM drive was slow. Still, the graphics were outstanding, which they should be with the price of the console and games. This was another game that was in direct competition with Street Fighter franchise. It is a pity that many of these games have sat forgotten till the PlayStation 4 got arcade archives. Number 8, BlazBlue Central Fiction, came to the PlayStation 4 in 2015 and was developed by Arc System Works. Going through traditional anime styling, this does look crisp and is the first game on this list that was originally developed for current gen systems, but it does borrow heavily from the games of the past. This is hardly a bad thing, it makes the game feel so familiar. This is also the first game on this list that has weapons. Whilst not the most well-known title on this list, it certainly is a good title, and with practice you will be smashing your friends out of the ballpark. My number 7, Fighting Vipers. It came to the arcade and the PlayStation 4 in 1995 and 2017 respectively. Developed by Sega AM2 and Ryu Ga Gotoku respectively. Released in arcades in 1996, it went on to become one of the most popular arcade coin-ops of 1996. It was aimed as more of a Western release as opposed to Virtua Fighter. This is one of the arcade games that you can waste your money on in Judgment, you know, the Sega game. an arcade perfect rendition by Sega themselves, and it should be considering its age now. It also had armour. I only got a chance to play this last year while reviewing Judgment, but considering its age, it's worthy of a play. Number 6, Injustice: Gods Among Us, came to the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 in 2013 and was developed by NetherRealm Studios. This originated on PlayStation 3 way back in 2013. It takes the gameplay of Mortal Kombat and brings it to the DC universe. This is one good looking game and certainly is one to put on if any beat 'em up fans are around. Another game where practice makes perfect. Certainly I am not up to the standard as people more familiar with Mortal Kombat are, but watching videos of people who are just makes me think, why bother? But at least the game looks good. Number 5, AAER Kung Fu, came to the arcade, Amstrad CPC 464 and PlayStation 4 in 1985, 1985 and 2019 respectively, developed by Konami and the Hamster Company. The first time I played this was on Amstrad CPC 464, closely followed by an arcade at Leicester City bus station, way back in 1985. I could make it to about Fighter 5 way back when. I know now I'm out of practice, but still having fun. I cannot really remember playing much fighting wise before this, one-on-one wise anyway. Maybe International Karate or Way of the Exploding Fist, but this is the one that came to mind first. Whilst there was not a choice of characters unless you played in 2-player, there was many of the tropes of the one-on-one beat 'em up here. Different fighters to work through, a boss at the end, and jump being up on a joystick. My number 4, Dead or Alive 6, came to the PlayStation 4 in 2019 and was developed by Team Ninja. I think every warm-blooded male knows what this game is remembered for, and for those who don't, go and look at the trailer for Beach Volleyball. But under the hood there is quite a solid beat 'em up. Now I will be honest, this is the free version, as I will not pay the extortionate prices for the extra characters. I wait for like the disc version to be the right price. Often overshadowed by Tekken, this generation has only seen one entry into the Tekken franchise. Dead or Alive has seen 2, and whilst I do think that the price for the character pack is around £100 for them all, that's what I mean by extortionate. This game is still highly enjoyable. Moving on to number 3, Virtua Fighter 5 Showdown. It released for the arcade, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 through Yakuza 6. It released in 2006, 2007 and 2016 respectively and was developed by Sega AM2 and Ryu Ga Gotoku. Released in arcades in 2006 and PlayStation 3 in 2007, this was the final game in the arcade series. I love the controls on this game. As one of my favourite polygon fighters, this looked great and certainly was a fantastic entry. I kinda do feel gutted that Sega decided to never follow this up. If not on arcade, certainly on console. Thankfully again this is on Yakuza 6 and Judgment, so I can play this to my heart's content, or until my funds run out on the game. My penultimate entry, Tekken 7, came to the PlayStation 4 in 2015 and was developed by Namco System ES3. I'm not going to knock this down for having no real endings for the characters, but the choice of characters, again, some of the best characters hide behind paid DLC, including Negan from The Walking Dead. Again, as much as I want to mark the game down, I can't, because all of your bases are pretty much covered by the base game. Still a lot of fun and certainly will be on this list for years to come. That is until they get their finger out and make Tekken Anniversary. Come on, hurry up. And my number 1, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, It came to the arcade, the original PlayStation and PlayStation 4 in 1994, 1996 and 2018 respectively, and was developed by Capcom. This had to be it. I will point out for fans, the 30th anniversary collection just has so much content. Every game from Street Fighter to Street Fighter 3, add in the Alpha trilogy and every version therein imagined. There's something like 12 different versions of the games. But that is not why this game is here. The Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition to me is the best version ever. Releasing in 1994 in arcades, had a bigger roster of fighters than ever before. The game has speed and is more balanced than the earlier releases, releasing for the original PlayStation as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo The Ultimate Championship. And it's done. Hope you all enjoyed this top 10. There is plenty more content like this on my channel. Check it out, and if you would, spread the word. Leave any suggestions down below in the comments. Enjoy your day, one all. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.